My friends, today we are going to talk about embracing the feminine side of us and what to do with that in today's masculine society and how to interact with that with people. And we're also going to talk about all the information that's going around and how to handle communicating with people about that. I had some trials this week and I just want to share a little bit of the lessons that I had. So first, talking about embracing our feminine side. I am one of those very well-trained American women, went out and did the type A personality and went and did the thing, got my degrees and went and managed many people, ran companies, managed my family, and did the very type A masculine 3D world thing for many years. And that's what ended up getting me ill. So the last 7 years I have had time to spend with myself decoding, decrypting what has actually happened in my life. And the last maybe year and a half or so I've really been working on my feminine side because she's been really choked out basically through today's masculine society, through the expectations of what we as women are supposed to be and how hard we're supposed to be. I think how hard everybody's supposed to be because we all have masculine and feminine sides. And it's really hard to express this feminine side because a lot of people don't respect that we are actually emotional creatures. We should respect, honor, and love our emotional side. That's it. That's how spirit speaks through us. And then the femininity. I'm actually realizing how much softness I need in my life. I was so hard with this shell around me for many, many years. And what I have come to know as I've embraced myself and I'm working through my shadows and my own issues, many of them, I'm finding that my poor feminine, she was just really not been given a chance. And so I'm working with her, trying to embrace her, and I'm really working to have her come into my life more frequently. Actually, I recently planted, I have this basil plant right behind me, and we had gotten some basil from Trader Joe's and we wanted to replant it. And I hadn't planted anything in a really, really long time, and I didn't really have great luck with it before. So I put some seeds in there as well as repotting, and within less than 1 week, I got a whole bunch of babies. I was super motivated by that. So I actually planted 10 or 11 other things. They're right over on the side over there. And to include vegetables and all kinds of flowers, all in potted, actually almost all in potted areas. And I've already got I've got 4 or 5 things sprouting already in less than 6 days. So for me, working on my feminine side, on growing things, on nurturing things, on the slow process, on honoring that, listening to it, loving it, I've been trying to listen. The gardening has really helped me, and it's given me a soft tenderness that I can sit with. It's about life and honoring that. And it's really simple like that. We're so simple, my friends. And working through my heart, through balancing my masculine and feminine side. I am a woman, and I do have masculine and feminine side. My masculine has beaten the shit out of my feminine in this lifetime. And then, unfortunately, our men don't necessarily know how to honor that. And then our women, we're so over masculinized. I'm going to say that. I don't know that that's a word, but we're going to say that right now, that we're working on the balance. And even the treatment from a lot of the men, honoring that femininity, honoring that sensitivity. I've like I said, I've recently realized how much sensitivity I actually do need now that I sit in the space where I honor myself regularly. And a lot of people don't really respect that. And I had an incident with somebody who I really care about recently, who I actually asked for some sensitivity because I was feeling the masculine was just way too much for me. And I'm realizing how sensitive I am to that. And this person wasn't able to offer me that or even really listen. And that's the thing, is I think that we as people in society, we're here as men and women to work together and to balance one another out. We need one another. We genuinely need, but we must balance the masculine and the feminine. And in order to work with one another and to listen to that and to honor both of those spaces and to be able to let one breathe and another have space to walk and work and let those energies move and shift and flow. It's not easy. I am highly sensitive at this point in my life, and I am okay with that because I honor myself, I honor the space that I'm in, and I honor that my feminine needs to be nurtured. I need to be nurtured and loved back to health. That's my commitment to myself. It's the only way that I can be good for all the people that I work with and help is by nurturing that back into myself. So as I work to gain the balance between my masculine and feminine, because it's definitely not been a good balance for me, and it's a pull. And again, we have to work with it, recognizing it within ourselves, then working with it with other people, with society. I work with a lot of high-end educated female clients that are working in the 3D world as managers, as engineers, as all types of high-level things. They're dealing with this masculine energy from the work world, and that's one of the things that I work with a lot of people about, is about dealing with that and how to manage through that, how to talk with those things, how to speak for yourself, how to be able to speak up in productive ways that are going to get things done, and you're still able to honor yourself and honor your truth and be feminine and have that balance at the same time. We don't have to be over, I'm going to say this word again, masculinized. Okay, we're going to just skip that. But you guys get the point. I need to come up with a new word. Too much masculine. And so as we're trying to find this balance, I'm really working on that. And I know you guys are struggling too, both men and women. I know you are, because I watch it. I have a lot of people that I come in contact with, and I watch the masculine that I know not be completely in balance, actually very much so not in balance over their masculine and feminine are fighting each other. And I can see that very clearly in their behavior and treatment with women. Even, if you even think about it, like, I know men and women like even meeting each other these days, like the low level, like, let's just say ways that they meet, like sex sites, like, let's just say that. Think about how we have to, how degrading that is. I know women participate in that, as men do too, but we're putting ourselves in a position to where we're only willing to, I feel like we're willing to compromise ourselves because those things aren't in balance. And for me, that's just one example of how we're selling ourselves out for what we think society is requiring of us. Not maybe, but yeah, because that's what people say, is those are the only ways to meet people. And so as we're even trying to partner up and find people that are like-minded and that we can have relationships with, finding these balances is really, really important, and honoring those things within one another. So how we come at one another, how we what our expectations maybe are from those relationships or those interactions, and just being able to see them for what they are, and maybe be a little softer and more loving and more tuned in with our emotion. You guys, there's nothing wrong with that. If we aren't tuned in with who we are inside, how do we think we're ever going to get inside? I know a lot of us weren't brought up in a place or a space where we were taught to honor our emotion and be able to come into contact with what we feel, to be able to feel that masculine, feminine, to be able to have that dance within us and even know what that feels like. But it's time that we start to do that. I know it's not real common, and it's not very practiced, and it's not very preached. We're supposed to be fake in this world. But my friends, it is through our emotion, through our heart, through love, through honoring those things that we're really able to come into congruence with our life and our work and what we're here for, and coming into play with the masculine and feminine, because it is very out of balance societally, and we must do the work individually to be able to level ourselves up and level our relationships, partnerships, situationships, friendships up, and just do better with our entire life and our entire interactions with one another as masculine and feminine together, and honoring those spaces and places. And, I wanted to just really touch base really quickly on having sensitive conversations right now in today's time and place, because everybody's sensitive about something or 100 things, or has hardcore opinions. And as me, who tends to have a lot of opinions about a lot of things, I do a lot of research on a lot of things. I actually kind of made a decision this week that I'm not going to share a lot of stuff, because there's too much divide happening right now, and a lot of people aren't ready to hear this. And even though you think people may be, it's just too much. There's too many layers and too much complexity to the storylines and to the bullshit and to the truths that are happening right now. So as we're trying to do the work on ourselves, get ourselves balanced, work through our shit, get ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually masculine, feminine, get all those things balanced in our life, have them play out appropriately in a way that is healthy for us, that is safe for us, that is good for our journey, because ultimately it's about us and our journey and what we're here to do and what we're here to walk through. And you know, making decisions to keep my stuff to myself on a lot of levels. Those people that are for me and that want this will come to me. And so as I choose to walk through this journey a little bit slower and a little bit more with my nose just in my own world, I think we should all do a little bit more of that. And I learned that big lesson this week. Draya, keep your nose in your own world. People are not ready for this. People are not interested in a lot of this. Your people will come to you, your people will love on you, and those that are ready for you will come to you. And you guys remember the same, like, let's not get our feelings hurt by those people that aren't necessarily for us, or that aren't like our people that we thought. Like, it's really okay. You know, not everybody is for us, and that's just part of the journey. But realizing that that our journey is our journey, honoring ourselves, staying in our space, being true to what it is that we need, what it is that we need to have in our friendships, in our partnerships, and our balance for ourselves in our life. It's really important in this time and age, and it's just not very supported. So I encourage you guys to sit with yourself, honor yourself, and love on yourself. Get those balances made, and let's just turn our attention to ourselves. I've been very externally focused too. And I'm just, again, going to try to turn it in a little bit more. So as I'm tuning and shifting my journey along the way, I hope that you do the same and level yourself up as I'm working to do that within myself. I love you guys, and I wish you the best on this journey. It's not easy. Much love and light, my friends.